steps to be followed by a novice researcher to execute a research project. But before that, I would like to tell who a novice researcher is for those who are not aware of this word. We can say a researcher who is new to the field of research and has got a very limited experience with the research process. The researchers may be belonging to any category, maybe a student or a professional or a faculty who are just beginning to their career in research, or they are in the process of exploring a research process. So such researchers may require help in understanding the basics of research. So for such novice researchers, how do they actually start? The first thing is, you must do a brainstorming of list of topics that a researcher is interested in, and researcher first has to identify a topic, and they have to analyze the feasibility study. It is not enough suffice that if you just choose a topic but you are not able to proceed. Once you choose a topic, then second step is to look for the background information. You have to spend some time researching the background and information about it, so that you will familiarize yourself with the existing literature. Then the third step will be to develop a research question. You should be able to develop a question which will actually guide you throughout your research project. Then based on that research question, you can develop a research plan. So this will help us to organize the research and ensure that we cover all necessary steps in the research process. The next step is to start gathering information, and like for example, if it is social science research, you can start preparing questionnaire, interviewing people, collecting survey responses, etc. Or if you are a science researcher, you can start conducting experiments. Then now and then periodically you will have to analyze the data which you have obtained so far. Then you will have to synthesize and interpret the results, after which it has to be communicated. So when doing all this, how can you be very successful? Only if you have periodic check on the research work you are doing, and if you do focused research. So one thing what I suggest to all the researchers is that instead of choosing one single research topic, you can choose a topic of interest but break down the question into 3 to 5, and later on you can find ways to link it. Because if you carry out your study in terms of phases of study, then when you are doing one phase of study and if you find it very monotonous, then you can actually go to the second phase or third phase of study, spend the rest of the time there. That will remove your boredom and you can come back to the first phase, and later on you can link the phases of study. Say for example, if you are a science person, you are doing some experimental work, so you are doing it because it has got a necessity or there is some lacunae in the research in the previous topic. So next is, after you give a solution to the research problem, you need to focus on the application in research, for which you will have to choose an application. Then the third part of it will be analyzing the data and how the application may be useful, critically analyzing the proposed application. So in this way you can be able to divide your research question into 3 or even 5, and that will really help you to be focused on these 3 to 5 research topics. Then next thing is, never start with writing introduction part. Always start with writing your chapter 3, that is your third chapter, materials and methods or experimental as you call it. So first start writing with the experimental work. Just give only the outline of the work, or like a flow chart, like what you propose to do. And sometimes when you start doing it, you may have subdivisions, so that you can start writing later on, but then just give a schematic diagram or a skeleton work of what you are going to do. That will really help you to give a concrete idea of your research. Then you yourself can analyze where you are in research and which stage you are. So concentrate on the materials and methods part of it. Try to complete that. Then for each methodology work, parallelly you have to start writing your results and the related discussion. So if you have 3 files, one is your methodology file, second will be, let us say for example, if you are going to have 3.1, 3.2, 3.3 as a subdivisions of your materials and methods, then you should parallelly have 2 other files as 4.1, 5.1, so on. 4.1 and 5.1 in the latest part of the study, you can merge. 4.1 will be your results and 5.1 will be your discussion. So for whatever work you have done under 3.1, then for that the result what you got, that is called as a result, that you write in 4.1. Endorse your statements or give relevant discussions in 5.1. This will really help you to know how successful you have been in the research.